Hi everybody and welcome back to Tailored Style. So in today's video we are doing another one of our segments, Beauty and Brains. I have the lovely Miss Bethany CARPIPO here, one of my best friends. Say hi to the people.
Hey.
So she's also starting her own YouTube channel as well. You should definitely go follow that as well. Where can they follow that?
At BETHANY CARPIPO.
So
simple.
We're done. We're done. So go subscribe to her channel now and give it a thumbs up and check out her videos. She's hilarious and I love her more than I love most people, which says a lot.
That says a lot.
It does, because I hate everyone.
I felt that.
You did. So today's video, she's going to be joining me for our Beauty and Brains segment, and we're not going to hold this out, so grab a Coke, grab a drink, you know, and dive right in with this.
Right. So I kind of got like my first, well, they're like 5, 6 products, I don't know. They're like my go-tos right now. Like I have like, I feel like monthly, you know, like we both have kind of like go-tos. This is my go-to. I was just telling Joseph, this used to be my go-to, the Versace Yellow Diamond.
Versace.
She smells good. So this used to be my go-to, like, I don't know, when this first came out, like when this first launched with Versace. Yeah. And then I was like, I'm over it, you know? And then I smelled her again last night. And I was like,
for the first
it's time to bring her back. It's time to bring her back. So this has been like my go-to for the last 24 hours. So we're gonna
24 hours?
Yeah, she's new. She's new to the comeback, you know?
She said my go-to for the last 24 hours.
24 hours. So she's a little new to the comeback, but she's here. She's here. And of course, Morphe. I was watching one of your, I think it was the last one, I don't know. Your little Beauty and Brains where you were talking about like Morphe kind of, you know, you
the palette, yes. You only have to have a couple things from Morphe.
Honestly, like you have to. And like this, you have to. I've actually been going to
try that. I've never tried it.
You've never tried it? Right now. Wait. Okay, ready?
Yes, yes.
New life. New you.
I'm baptized in the spirit of Morphe.
Morphe, sponsor us.
Please.
You know, yeah, right.
I'm
right.
poor.
Right. I need you. Anyways, no, this is literally the most bomb setting spray. I've used the MAC setting spray, I don't even know names that
honestly,
this is like
one you need to try. Have you tried the Makeup Forever?
No.
Their quick fix spray?
They're good?
Try that one. That's like my all-time favorite right now. But I'm gonna try that for sure.
Yeah,
I like the fact that it mist.
Yeah, me too. I like the spray. It's not just like a, you know, like the actual like spray bottle. Like I really like that it's like a mist and it's like goes on super smooth, really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then.
Why do you have a charm? I know. I'm so angry.
Okay, so this was actually a gift. My friend Esme got this for me for Christmas, and it came. I guess it was like a Christmas like special. I don't know, like special, like whatever. And it came in like a box with like a little baby beauty blender.
I'm so jealous.
I know, she's cute.
Mine is not like this
at
at
all.
all.
I told her. I said, "Wow."
Mine is basic.
Yes, the Tarte Shave Tape. Can't live without her at all.
I've never tried anything else.
No, honestly, like I can't. I don't even know what I used before this. Like thinking back, I'm like.
I think I tried Born This Way one time.
Did you?
It was a fail.
That one, yeah. I'm not. I mean, I like their foundation. Their foundation's nice for me. Do you like that one?
The Born This Way, it oxidized too dark for me. But I realized later in life that I got the wrong shade. Everyone at Sephora is not a professional. I'm so sorry. But that was back in the days when I really wasn't like well versed in makeup. I was just letting other people pick stuff for me.
Right.
And that was still in the days when I didn't even prime my face, and I used to be like, "Why is my face so dry?
Right. Why do I look like that? I don't know."
Oh my god.
No.
But yeah, no.
Nice, yeah. I'm here for their foundation. I don't know what their... okay, this is, you know, love you, Too-Faced. Love you, but...
But you're Too-Faced. Okay, I'm done.
This video is going to get deleted on YouTube. I don't know.
Ineligible for monetization instantly.
No, I feel like their concealer and their foundation are just, like, the same.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that?
No, I can see that for sure.
What I mean?
When I tried the concealer, there's really no like full cover. Like when you put that on, you're like, wow, I'm a new person. You wiped away old things. All things are new. But with Born This Way, it's like, where's it at?
Where'd she go? No, okay, go to go to my absolute fave always.
You might right
this, have you tried this?
No, what is this?
I literally just tried this. So this is the Garnier Skin Active. It's vegan. It's the hydrating facial mist. It's so nice and it smells so good. The only thing that I don't like is the sprayer because I feel like it's like super like concentrated to like one location instead of like you know
where you have to be back here.
Yeah, right. I know, right here spraying it. No, but this one I actually got this in there are little goodie bags when I went to the Garnier event last month, and I never even seen these like sold, and I got this one, and it was like a green tea one, and this is so good. I use this after my skincare routine at night, and it's like
amazing.
Refreshed. That's literally how I feel, and it just feels so good on my skin. Like I feel like I can tell the difference. Like honestly, yeah, it's super nice, and I think they're like affordable. You know what I mean? It's not like a facial mist that's like $100. Like
I use Garnier on my hair.
Do you?
No.
Wait. Really? No. Wow. You know, I was gonna be like, oh, nice.
I do nothing to my hair. Everyone knows this.
What else? Right.
Literally
And then me should do stuff with my hair, and this is my hairstylist, so he's probably gonna be like yelling at me after. It's fine.
I mean, it's fine.
Right.
She's
good.
okay.
Yeah.
She's long again.
Yeah, she's getting longer.
Yes.
You know, whatever. Okay,
Oh,
and then another.
Love that.
Morphe. This.
Vacation, honey.
We just need a moment of silence.
I
love this freaking product. It is honestly the best highlighting palette.
This one is my favorite.
Bretman Rock, honey.
First of all, I love him in general.
First of all, he is everything that I want to be on the inside that I can't.
Because
you know
of
what
personal
I mean?
reasons.
Right. Right. And we're both Filipinos, so we're gonna be friends one day.
Bretman, you should
We're
like this
probably
video.
related, actually, if you think about it.
I cannot.
All Filipinos are related somehow.
I just want to know who Bretman's man is, because the guy in this photo that's blurry, I just need to know. Have you seen this? I need to know. I need to know.
I need information.
I literally stalk his life. He's the only one I like keep up with all the time. Like
He's
out of all
funny.
influencers.
He's so great. I used to not like him.
He used to be way too much.
I was like, who is this crazy 12-year-old on YouTube?
12-year-old.
And then I'm like, wow, he's actually really funny. Yeah, and then his sister, and like they're super
his little
cute.
niece.
I know.
What's her name? Cleo?
Cleo.
Cleo.
I like the way that they say it too. It's super cute. But she's Filipino and Samoan. Samoan baby. Mm-hmm. So cute.
Oh, when you have children.
We love her, right? Right.
We do love her.
We do love her. So cute. Anyways, Bretman Rock, best freaking collaboration with Morphe. I actually bought this for a couple of my friends too. Like they used it and they like fell in love. The best. I feel like I use a lot of like I've tried like Huda Beauty. I like her. She's great.
She's cool.
The product is fine. Is even like Benefit and stuff like that. But this one, nothing goes on like this.
I just like it glides so smooth.
Yeah.
That was my biggest thing. It was like it just like blends perfectly.
And there's so many colors to choose from. Honestly, go get her.
How many? Do you wear multiple highlighters or just one?
It depends on my mood. Normally I'll do like these two. She's clearly been used.
Yeah.
We like her a lot.
Vacation is fire.
Yeah. I feel like probably when I'm darker, like I'll kind of dip like more into like these.
See,
two,
I don't like it when highlighters look like a streak. Like some people's like the streak thing.
Right.
I don't. I like to look like a sun-kissed glow and then one part is just like, damn.
Yeah, like.
Yeah. So I normally mix all of them and then when it closer to
All
my
of
eye,
them?
I do baby girl. Yeah, I'm extra with highlighters.
All
Everyone
of
knows
them.
this.
Sponsored by Morphe. Sponsor
Thank
him
you.
too.
Thank you.
Okay, my last favorite.
Beauty product.
Literally, this product saved my skin.
Oh, I'm so excited.
H2O Beauty, the AQUADEFENSE Protective Matcha Moisturizer.
Cue music.
Cue music. This, and it smells so good. Wait, you smell it.
Oh my god, that does smell so good.
I just went to Hawaii.
I just smell like I was on a spa
Right now.
that I can't afford.
Right.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. This.
Right. And this is a little bit more pricey. I think it runs like $49 for this like little.
Good lord, I've never spent that much.
I know. What is that? I don't even know what $50 looks like. I don't know.
What is
Anyways,
$50?
what is that? No, she's so good. Literally in the summer, she just keeps my skin beautiful.
Right.
And honestly, through the winter, because my skin gets super, super dry in the winter, and even now she's a little desert.
Texas is very.
The weather is just we don't talk about it.
We don't.
Anyways, yeah. So we can't talk about it too soon.
We don't know.
So this literally has been my saving grace for my dry skin. I've tried so many other, just even like more like affordable like moisturizers that just like for temporary. But this one, I love H2O because obviously they're all water based. Like it's like water based products, and a lot of like the moisturizers have like waxes in them, which causes my skin to just break out because it just clogs my pores up so much. And so this one seriously is so worth the money, and it lasts you a really long time. So
and it's hard to find a good one.
Honestly.
Because you really can't even go off price point nowadays. I bought some of the more expensive ones sometimes. And yeah. It's like it really doesn't matter the price. It's really whether the product works or not.
Yeah, and this, honestly, a lot of my friends have used this too, and this has been like, just goes with all kinds of skin types, like just dry, even like oily, like because obviously it's water based, so it's just gives you that glow. And
water based, water light.
Mm-hmm.
We sponsor water.
Water.
Alright, so that's going to be it for the beauty portion of today's video. We will link all the products that Bethany talked about in the description box below if you want to go check those out. Don't forget to follow Bethany. I'm going to sponsor her like 3 million times during this video because she's my best friend and I love her. Alright, so now we're going to move to the brains segment of today's video. So for today's brains portion of our segment, we are going to be talking about entrepreneurship again, which I know I've touched on that before in a previous video, but I kind of want to do it again with Bethany and kind of share some new perspectives to it. And Kyle and I are also talking about how as you get older, being that both of us are so young, how you go through changes. And I feel like it's very important because I feel like that's the thing no one prepares you for in life is how to deal with these changes. Like certain friendships you have at one point you don't have anymore. Certain people that were part of your life for vital points are no longer a part of your life, like, or you're going through seeing your own faults and failures, you know what I mean? And just kind of realizing what you need to do to be successful. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that, and yeah, so we're going to dive right in. So Beth, what would you say is like the hardest part about being a young person? Like I feel like I shared my view, but I really would be interested to hear your perspective.
I think just kind of a little backstory, like I kind of fell in love, both my parents were photographers, so I kind of have always grown up around that. That's always been something that's just, oh, my family's taking pictures of, you know, a wedding here on a weekend or something like that. It's always just kind of been like a thing growing up. So I wasn't like it was like a new discovery. It was just for myself, I mean it was, but it was just kind of familiar anyways. So I kind of started to pick up the camera at 13 and then started my own business at 14, which is wild to say.
She's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
She's done every photo shoot I've ever done.
Wow, yes. I love working with you because it's just like so much fun, just like a little bunny trail. Like it's like so much fun that we are just like we can never take it seriously. Yeah,
never.
Like it's just,
We've
but
tried.
It turns out good.
We've tried.
They turn out great anyway.
I thought
so.
she tried to be so professional in the beginning, and I was just
I really did.
She tried so hard.
Yeah, I really did. I was like, I'm gonna be super professional. You know, like people gotta take me seriously. You know, like I gotta be professional, and then it was just like, no, out the window.
Yeah.
Not with us. Anyways, but no, like that, I started at 14. I think that was kind of like my biggest fear was kind of people taking me seriously. I'd always kind of looked a bit older than I was. They're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're 14. Or like, oh, you're 16. You look like you're 20. I don't know. And yeah, I'm being 22 now, like looking back, even saying like, oh, how'd you get started? I'm like, oh, I started when I was 14. People still don't take that seriously. No. They're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, they like don't know how to like take that in, but it was true. Like I was homeschooled my whole life. So, was doing school and then like a photo shoot on the weekend. It was like, you know, but like obviously getting guidance from like my parents that were just a huge help in all of that. And, you know, already having the camera, so it wasn't like I needed to necessarily invest. It was just kind of like, obviously just kind of fell in my lap and was just like, this is what I know that God's called me to do for who knows how long, you know, at least for now. You know, at that time, but it was my biggest thing was people, I wouldn't want to tell them my age. Like some people I would, like, you know, they would ask me like, oh my gosh, like you're so young, like, you know, not even like in an insulting way. They were just like, you're so young, like how old are you? And then I would tell them and they were just like, you know, you automatically think this 14-year-old is taking my photos. What? Like,
I'm about to pay her.
Right. Like, they don't take you seriously. Like, that was the... So, I think that was, like, the biggest thing, like, the hardest thing, being somebody that was young and starting off in that, which I'm sure that, like, even people in the industry that are, you know, either beauty influencers now, you know, coming up that are, like, these people aren't taking me seriously. Like, I'm sure in all aspects that's something
you're
that
constantly
a lot of
fighting for your work ethic. I feel like being a young person. I mean, honestly, what we do, photographs. I mean, photographing is a legit business, but me and Bethany, of course, also have the social media side of things that we both are doing YouTube channels. We're both actively, you know, pursuing brand content and honestly not really seeking out to be anything, but just trying to take advantage of whatever opportunities would come our way, which most people are doing nowadays, whether it be through brand endorsement deals, beauty influencers. I mean, you have people who are literally getting paid for sitting at home and filming videos nowadays. So, of course, all of us are trying to take advantage of that. And I feel like it's so hard to prove work ethic in that. Like, you see some people, like, say, you know, oh, that's not legitimate, that's not a real job. And I'm like, it's a full-time job for social media. It's a full-time job to do any of this stuff. I mean, heck, like... we both work, you know, and she's editing and I'm working, and then we come over here and then we film. And although we love each other, it's like lights, camera, gotta beat our face. After this, we're going to sleep. Like, this was just for this. Like, this, you know. So it's a lot of work. I don't feel like people recognize that. And then our age is a whole nother factor. Because I feel like you see. But it's almost sad, too, because I've noticed, too, you see someone older doing it, it's like, oh, you're too old to be doing that. You see someone young doing it, it's like, oh, you need to get a real job. It's like, what is it? Come on now.
Yeah, and I think it's also gotten so much worse now that, like, social media, I mean, obviously, like, at a younger age, like, social media wasn't, like, the it thing, you know, like, when I was, like, 14, you know, it was, like, that
barely MySpace.
Right, it was,
barely
like,
MySpace was creeping.
right, I mean, like, it was, like, Facebook, how, like, people would, like, even, like, get, you know, and now Facebook is kind of, like, you know, for, like, the older generation, which, you know, no offense, but, like, that's just, like, how, you know what I mean? Like, it's just more, like, of, like, the older generation is on Facebook right now, which, I mean, still brings in, you know, a lot of business for, I'm sure, the both of us, but it's just, like, now it's, like, Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat and YouTube, you know, which is, like, so many crazy platforms, you know, that has kind of changed, obviously,
and trying
over
to be
time.
relevant.
Yeah, being relevant. Oh, that's, like, I feel like the hardest thing. I feel like you can ask anybody that's, like, an influencer, which, cause I'm, like, you know, started yesterday, I don't know, like, being an influencer, I don't know, but, you know, I have friends that are, you know, influencers and people that are, like, up, like, in the industry, and it's just, like, it's a constant demand, so you have to constantly be, like, new content, new this, new that, what's new, what's, you know, all that stuff. And what's actually really funny, I had a conversation with somebody, yesterday. I had this meeting with one of my friends, and she's kind of like, I met her through a mutual friend, whatever. She's kind of doing like vlogging, like blogs and stuff like that, and so she wants to start a YouTube channel, and I was like, I started yesterday, but this is the information that I know. You know what I mean? Which, a little side note, I think is so important for people like myself, photographers, beauty, I mean, people that are in the beauty industry, all that stuff. Share what you know. You know, like, that is so important, because even like as a photographer, I feel like one of my biggest things, just like on social media, I would get on social media and I'm just like, okay, like, I love so-and-so's work, I'm just starting out, I don't know, whatever, I want to get to that level, you know, and I would ask these incredible photographers, and I would get like maybe one response here and there.
People don't help you.
They don't care, and that's what's so sad, and that's why I was always like, I'm never gonna be that person. Like, I never want to be that person. If I have 100 followers, if I have 100,000 followers, I will literally, if you message me,
I'll take the time.
Let me tell you what I know, because it's like, even if you creatively, I mean, it was this book, even Nicole was telling me about this book, it's called Steal Like an Artist.
Oh, wow.
Have you ever read this book?
No.
It talks about, like, basically all the things that are going to be created have already been created.
Yes.
It's just kind of like your own take on creativity and the thing that you're, like, photography, like, obviously, you can't recreate photography. Like, it's going to be a thing. However, you can put your own spin on it and your own creativity onto something that already is in existence.
And everybody's perspective is different. Everybody's interpretation is different. So, I mean, you have to seek out to be original, but at the same token, you're going to be walking in someone else's footpaths. You know, I think that that's the biggest thing that you said is, like, helping. Because I wish more people did give back. I mean, like you said, you know, you'd reach out to those people. I have people I've reached out to. Nothing. Not even a no. I'd rather you tell me no. Like, at least give me the courtesy of being like, I'm too busy. You know, like, I'm rich now. Don't even know.
Don't even.
You know, like, but not even to reply is like, wow.
Right.
But, I mean, it is what it is. It's the society and the world that we live in. I feel like, as big as this blessing that social media is to our generation and our entrepreneurship, it is a curse as well. It teaches us very much to live on there. I mean, I can't tell you how many friendships I feel like I'm still having contact with just because of social media. Haven't spent time with you, haven't went to lunch with you, but I talked to you, I sent you a meme, so we're good. Like,
we're
that's,
fine.
even though it's like, that's our new normal, it's not okay. It bothers me sometimes. Like, no, make the time, call that person, go out to eat with that person, because, like, you have to, like, try to maintain some moral equilibrium in the middle of this.
Instead of getting comfortable with behind the screen kind of a thing, too, you know?
Like,
being real. Right, being real on the outside of that, which, again, is, like, super huge as far as, like, in, like, the influencer, you know, or even wanting to become an influencer or wanting to become better at what you do, regardless of what it is, even if it's not an influencer, if it's, like, photography, you know? Like, it's, like, that's just being so important. But taking yourself seriously is kind of, just to sum up just my thought, was just, like, my biggest, I feel like, obstacle that I had to realize for myself, because people can tell you that all day long, but until you walk it out for yourself, it's not real, you know? Like, it's not like, oh yeah, like, I gotta take myself seriously. Got it. And then you don't. And right, I'm good. And then you don't. And then it's like, well, at the end of the day, like, it is you. It's you producing something. It's your product. It's who you are. And if you don't take yourself seriously, these other people are not, you know? And that's your biggest thing. Even if people, as a young entrepreneur, they're just like, you know, well, if you present yourself, and if you know for a fact that you have as much knowledge as you can possibly have in this specific area for yourself and for your craft,
Then what else do you need?
Then what else do you need? Like, in you know, even in just, like, the starting up of things, you know? So, even that, you know, that was, like, the hardest thing, but also the hardest thing was realizing it and then overcoming that and then walking it out, you know? But I can say now that I'm so glad that, like, those critics were just like, oh my gosh, you're how old? You know what I mean? Like, I'm so glad that I got that because it hurt my feelings, and then I was like, now I know. I don't want to be that person, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be like that, but how can I, okay, you know what, I know all of this stuff, and my work is going to prove that for me, you know? And that goes for anything that you do, whether it be freaking working at Sephora, you know what I mean? Like, girl, if you are educated in what you do,
and I mean, I feel like nowadays, like, even on talking to us about, like, entrepreneurship in, like, one subject, everyone's an entrepreneur nowadays. Like, no one is safe with their 9-to-5 job. And I think we are in a society and time where everyone knows that. I talk to clients about this all the time. No one's really safe. Everybody has to have their side hustle. Everybody has their full-time job, and everybody has something they're doing on the side because that's our society. It costs a lot to live right now, and, you know, the economic system is very flaky right now. But... so whether you work for someone or you work for yourself, these are tools that are so vital. Knowing your worth speaks across the board. If you don't find value, no one else will. I promise you that. Because, I mean, you set the standard for how people treat you. But I just think, like, Bethany said so many vital things, so many key things about entrepreneurship. Another huge thing I can always say to people is, like, make sure you do the work. That's another point of it. It's like, have your self-esteem, have your that stuff, like she said, know that you've done everything that you need to do. Make sure you're studying, make sure that you're giving everything you got, because that is another huge part of it that goes behind the scenes that people don't see. A lot of times, you know, we show one thing on Instagram, one thing on social media, and we don't show the work ethic. I'm more about showing the work ethic behind it. You know, it's like, how many hours did you spend putting into that? How many hours did you spend editing? How many hours went into doing this? Because people see one product, and it's easy for them to ignore it nowadays. Because it's like, okay, whatever. It's like, I spent 20 hours on that. You know what I mean?
I worked hard on this.
That one photo. You know how many times I went on Facetune for that? I made myself look too skinny. I had to go back and make it normal. I made my chin too small. Like, no.
Me and my double chins.
I edit everything.
Yeah.
Not a post goes up that I have not edited.
I look like this in person. I look like this in my Instagram. No shame.
No shame.
Facetune, you're making money, honey.
God, I will put up my before and after. No shame in my game.
No,
Like, just as a little thicker in person. You're right.
You're right.
You're
Can't
right.
Can't
deny.
Can't Facetune real
but I'm
life.
a snack on Instagram. Ooh, I look alligator.
Oh my god, tell me why I was thinking about that the other day.
Were you?
I literally haven't been since I went with you.
We need to go to Papados.
Like, now. Video's canceled. We gotta go eat.
Oh, that sounds so... Alright, and so, I mean, also another huge thing that I want to talk about too with being a young person, whether in entrepreneurship or just being a young person in general, is changes. This is something in my life that I feel like I have gone through a lot in the past 4 years, and it's learning how to deal with them. I feel like when you're young, I feel like you're very reactive to everything.
Yeah.
I feel like everything's like, oh my god, they did what? Oh my god, why are they not talking to me? Oh my god, what happened? And it's a very reaction type mindset. It's always, we take things very personally, very, we just take things to heart very quickly when you're younger, I feel like. And now I find myself realizing that, like, you know what? Maybe what happened with them was more about them and less about me. Maybe what happened with them, you know, in relationships and stuff like that. I know for me personally, it's like one of those things. I've looked in my circle sometimes. I'm like, okay, the people that I used to, like, surround myself with are no longer there. And it's like, sometimes I think about it and I'm like, oh, that was hurtful. But it's like, you have to realize as life goes, some people are meant to fall off. Some people are meant to be added. Some people are only there for a season. And I find so many people living in yesterday, trying to hold on to things that really aren't supposed to be for you anymore. And I feel like it's just so important to know when that time is up and be okay with it.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I definitely agree. I think even recently, just having gone through just different situations personally, which this can also go for business changes too.
Yes.
You know, like, because obviously as the times are changing, you have to evolve.
Yeah.
You know,
Constantly.
which is so much pressure and so much adjustment on your side as someone who wants to be successful, who wants to be in any type of industry, whether it be, you know, the beauty industry, photography, out in LA doing your thing, you know, like it's constantly evolving, and you have to be open to change. And I think that was my thing. I was like, I would say, oh yeah, I embrace change. I love it in this area, you know? And then it was like, in this area,
don't touch me.
Don't touch this area, you know? But it's like things this is, you know, that's how life is. Like, that's how life is, going from, you know, obviously, like, about glory to glory. You know, you have to, and that takes some changes, positive changes, you know, good changes, but also some bad changes. Like, as you go higher, there's a lot more people that can't go with you. Yeah. And you have to accept the fact that, like, these people clearly can't go with me. If I know, which is a situation that I dealt with, even personally, recently, it's like, if I know that I've done everything that I needed to do, and I did my part in this, it's in your court now, you know? And if you don't want that, you know what? That's okay, you know? Life has to go on. Like, life has to go on. Things still, you know, I can't just, now that I've built what I have, you know, and I'm on my way, I can't just, I'm just gonna sulk in my room and be sad and just quit everything? I can't, you know? Like, there's been times, just being real, just been times of just, like, I don't want to do a photo shoot today. I literally mentally just can't pull it together. Yeah. But that's your baby. Like, that's my, you know, for me, I'm just like, this is my baby. Like, this is what I've worked so many long nights, so many hours to build, to create, you know, to take my life and to take, you know, obviously my family, my friends with me. You know, I've worked so hard for this. Like, I can't give up. I literally can't give up now, which is huge, you know, for me. Like, that's kind of, and honestly, even though I dread it, it's the one thing that gets me out of bed sometimes. It's just like the fact of I have to go to a photo shoot because I have to make money, and
number one,
right, I have to make money. Like, this is still my job, and two, this is what I love. I can't forget that. You know, like, this is still what I would be doing if I wasn't making money. So I have to remember that too. And then it's like, it's funny because just the encountering like people, it's just like makes everything so much better too. And I don't remember that until like that moment. Yeah. Just me personally, you know, whatever, you know, I'm in, or my funk or whatever, but just, you know, you can't stop. Yeah. Like, regardless of whatever you're going through, it's yes, like, there's a time to, if, you know, you lose relationships, if you lose people that you love in the change of things, you know, there's a time to mourn that. Yeah. Like, there's a time to, okay, that sucks, you know, whatever. But keep on going. Like, remembering who you are, going back to that. Yes. Like, just remembering, this is what I bring to the table.
This is who I am.
I know that I've done everything in my power on my behalf. So, if this doesn't work out, I still know that I'm fine. Which was my biggest thing, was making sure that I did what I needed to do. Yeah. And then what? Then nobody can talk about you because you did your part. You know?
Did everything.
Right, you did everything.
That's the best.
That's literally, and even as of last week, this is my life of just understanding that even more. That, like, the confrontation sucks. It sucks. But you gotta do what you gotta do for yourself.
And some of these things are meant to grow you. I think we avoid some change that's so necessary. I mean, those changes are life-changing for a reason. They're meant to push you. And being pushed is not always fun. It's not always easy. It's not always comfortable. I relate to what she said. There's so many days I don't want to get out of bed. So many days where it's just like, can I be a normal 23-year-old? Can I literally can I go work at Walmart? Like I'm done. You know, and then I remember, like, no. Right. No, you are Joseph. Yes. You know, and it's like, but you just gotta be able to go through that. You gotta be able to be okay with it. You gotta know that you did your part. And understand if anyone's costing you something, they're costing you your dream, they're costing you your visions, the stuff that you wanted before they came in your life. Bye. Like, I'm not sacrificing what I did for you. That goes friendships, relationships, lovers, side pieces, nightstands, pastors, deacons, uncles, grandmas. That goes to everybody. Do you hear me? I put everybody goes in that category. If you are costing me for what I want, and I mean, honestly, it's super hard because, like, you know this, every friendship's different. And some people don't have the same demand on them. Some people have different situations, whether it be financially, family-wise, or their setup's different. Like, I know for me personally, I want a house one day. I want to, like, buy my own stuff. So it's like, I got to bust my behind to get there. Yeah. You know, and some friends, they have a different setup. And most of my friends are older, so it is different. Most of them have a home. They have their family. They have this. It's like, I can't always be with you. I got to be doing my stuff so I can get there. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, once you get there, it's different. But you just got to stay focused. Don't let people deter you. And if someone makes you feel bad for taking care of what you got to do and being the responsible person that you should be to get where you want to be,
bye.
Thank you. Wait.
Thank you next.
Next.
Thank you next.
I'm so. Let me stop. Okay. But yeah, so I hope this video was very encouraging. I hope that you found something in it that you can take and apply to your own life. My whole goal with this Beauty and Brain segment is to be able to talk about beauty influencing stuff, but also really be able to mirror and share different people's personalities and traits, because I feel like this is how we grow, and we're taking the time. We're taking the time to share our experiences, our stories, good, bad, and indifferent, and I pray that it helps someone. I pray that you're encouraged by that. Yeah. Anything else you'd like to say, Beth?
No, I think I love this segment because I feel like it's super real. You know, like a lot of people don't take the time out to just be like, oh, you know, let me tell you some real stuff. Let me tell you the tea on my life, because this is how I'm getting through it and still getting through it, you know? So
like
I think that's like
today.
Yeah, like as of
2
an hour
minutes
ago. So I think I love that, and I love that you're doing this. I think this is going to be huge, and this is great. And thank you for having me. I'm so grateful.
Thank you for letting us film in your room.
Right. So it'd be cuter in the daytime.
I love my boo
okay. I love
so
you.
much.
I love you
so
much.
Make sure you go and subscribe to Bethany's channel at Bethany Carpillo. You can follow her on Instagram at Bethany Carpillo, and you can also follow her photography page at Bethany Carpillo Photos or photography.
Yeah, no, photos.
Oh, see,
wow.
I am ready.
Wow.
I know you. I stalk you.
She had it.
And be sure to follow Taylor Style on all your social media, which would be Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. If you're not subscribed to Taylor Style, I don't know what you're doing on this channel. Make sure you subscribe and get a notification button. If you live in the Central Texas area and would like to make an appointment with me, I will put up the Book Now appointment button right here. Go click that. And then if you would like to book an appointment with Bethany for your photos, if you live in our area, I will link all her stuff down below. You should definitely hit her up. I'll throw up a few pics of hers right now. She's bomb. She's foyer. She's it.
Foyer.
Foyer, okay? Nobody's touching her, okay? Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you on the next one. Stay good, stay great, because it always takes beauty and brains.
Yes.